Happy Thursday, Surgeaholic Sooner Nation. Welcome to the podcast that tells it like it is. It's a Thursday night, a rainy, cool Thursday night in Oklahoma. Hopefully everyone survived the storms, had some damage over there in Owasso. Hope Okie Lawn guy was damage-free. But, yeah, Jay, hey, first off, missed everyone last night. Apologize for that again. Just had some things we couldn't put aside. These things came first. So missed you guys last night. Good to be back tonight, though. We rarely miss two nights. Okie Lawn guy, I heard Okie Lawn guy was in Norman at the baseball game, even getting the crowd fired up with the Boomer Sooner chants. Yeah, that's our very own Okie Lawn guy. Okie Lawn guy, hope your house did not get any damage with the storms that were here in Green Country. Hey, guys, there's a lot to talk about, Jay. I'm pretty fired up about a couple of things, and as you already know, I am just very fired up. Of course, OU softball did play tonight. They win 12-4 against St. Thomas, a game in which Patty Gaston did not coach.
Hey, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear St. Thomas?
Jabari Brown.
Oh, no, I just think the island. I mean, it definitely wasn't from St. Thomas Island. Where is St. Thomas, by the way? Do you know?
Don't know, Jay. Don't care to know.
I know. I'm just saying when I hear St. Thomas, I think of the islands. So
Oklahoma baseball 2-0 against LSU. They continue to lose. Witherspoon's performance. And to me, Jay, you got to put Witherspoon on the second or third game.
Yeah, you can't do that, but I understand.
You have to. You're going to lose the first one anyway.
No, I mean I don't know that.
This dude is unbelievable, Jay. Dave McCook, $20 super again. Hey, you should be expecting something, Dave. I got your email. I appreciate you. Appreciate your email and your response, and really appreciate your supers that you do for us. Like it is. Yeah. It probably sounds like a broken record that I say it every night, but I don't let that broken record diminish how much we do appreciate what you do.
Yeah, and I've got a nickname for Dave.
What is it?
Super Dave. Do you remember the show?
Oh, Super Dave was great. Do you remember his last name?
Super Chats. Dave is his name. We're calling him Super
Dave. We need to change his. Maybe Hunter can work on changing his symbol.
Do you remember Super Dave the show though?
What was his last name?
I don't.
Dave Osborne.
I mean, we went by Super Dave on the show, but
that was great, man. That was great. Hey. Someone said something about Minnesota. I think they said Minnesota. Oh, where St. Thomas is. Speaking of Minnesota, Cool Hand McCook's another nickname. It was Dave Osborne. I was right, Jay.
Good transition.
Super Dave Osborne. I was correct, Jay. Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
Someone said Minnesota, St. Thomas. There's other news on Minnesota, and it has to do with OU basketball. And it's an absolute atrocity. I know you're going to disagree with me because
don't put words in my mouth. Don't put words in my mouth.
Guys, Armin Gates goes to Minnesota from OU. And from everything I heard, him and Porter Moser were super tight. What happened? Another assistant coach leaves Oklahoma. Players leave Oklahoma when they play.
Well, stop with the players. Players leave every school. Stop it. You can argue, and that's fine. I agree with you on the coaches.
Miles should have stayed at OU, period.
Listen, I agree with you that Porter Moser has a tough time keeping assistant coaches. Yes, I agree. But the player thing, don't bring the player thing up because everybody
I'm about to bring something else up that you're going to get upset about. And it's the interview.
We can sit and go at it again, but once again, I'm going to say it again. Yeah, the assistant coaches you can argue. Tell me, other than Owe and Uzan, tell me one other player that left OU and went to a bigger school.
Manic.
Manic was before him. It was Kruger, dude.
It's not even the point that they're going to bigger schools. They could have stayed at OU and been valuable assets.
I get it. I'm just saying. Like,
you don't get anything, Jay. You're blinded by it. You're blinded by it.
I'm not blinded at all.
Hey, the other thing is he was on an interview with Zach Gelb. I think it's at the Final Four. He's interviewing all kinds of coaches and things before the Final Four weekend. It's unbelievable what Porter Moser said.
Go ahead and say it. I'm probably going to rip you for this if I know where you're going with this.
You're going to rip me for I give kudos for half. I hate what he said on half of it.
Well,
basically, Zach Gelb said, Porter, we've heard your name come up with Villanova, other schools in the Midwest, A&M, these things that your name keeps. What do you have to say about that, about Oklahoma? Here's what he said. The thing is about Oklahoma, like first off, I don't like how he worded it. He's at Oklahoma. And then he said, basically, and I'll paraphrase it, NIL, I mean, we've got to have better resources. We're on the right track. You know, I sounded like a broken record this year. I sounded like Groundhog Day. I kept telling our guys, there's a path. There's a path. We're so resilient. Basically, I'll sum up what Porter Moser did.
Hey,
Bad University.
Germ.
Give me more resources.
Why do you speak out of both sides of your mouth?
Hey, I need help.
Okay. Hey, you're going to give
Give me
yourself
more stuff.
bruise.
I'll do what I can.
I don't get you sometimes. You frustrate me to no end sometimes. I'm serious. Like all you do is preach transparency.
It was transparency.
No.
Every
night on this live, at least once or twice, I hear the word
love transparency. Love it.
And yet when Porter Moser does transparency and talks about what they need for basketball, you rip him.
I'm not ripping him for that part. I said I'm fine with it.
So you don't think behind closed doors this year he said, guys, we can still make the tournament. We got to keep fighting. You don't think he said that? There's still a path to
the argument, Jay.
Yeah, it is. That's what you're whining about. Get over it, man. Get over it. Get over it.
Transparency would be saying, you know what? We've got to be better. We can't be.
Get over it. Get over it, dude. Get over it. Hey, we will open up the phone lines in just a minute. I'm going to open them up in just a minute.
918 says O'Neal visiting Florida State today in Auburn on Saturday. He gone.
You're on the heater tonight. Saw that today. And my first thought was the same thing as far as I think right now, if you had to pick the two out of the two, I think OU's probably going to go. I think they might be going harder after Bo Bentley. I don't know that.
I agree, Jay. I think so.
Because if he's visiting other schools, that tells you, all right, I'm going to see what my other options are. Maybe they're not coming after me as hard as I want them to. I don't know. It's just.
Hey, Jay, I've got a question for you. If Porter Moser were to say, we're close, would you like it? Because you ripped Lincoln Riley for saying it. Week in, week out, we're close. We're close. Porter won't even say that. He just says, man, we made it. We did it. I did it.
He didn't. He never used the word I. You got an absolute hate fest with Porter Moser, and that's fine. I agree with you on a lot of things about Porter Moser.
Do not sit here and say I hate Porter Moser. It's a bad.
It doesn't matter if you were to say anything about Porter Moser, you would turn it into something that's a bad thing. I mean, that's just your thought.
I didn't think it was a great look what he did today, Jay.
I thought it was being honest and upfront about what the Oklahoma needs to be better at. That's what I thought.
He's 100% right. It needs more resources. Absolutely. But also, he's part of the issue.
Hey, and I saw this comment earlier, and I have to disagree with it. It's this. Yes, he lost Oweh. Money. A lot of it was money. Harrison and Ole Miss Padula was definitely money. And I mean, you're basically agreeing with what Porter Moser said on the podcast today that he was on, saying we need more resources.
Hey, what's up, Lane? No, we're just brought it up because he was on an interview today. We can talk about anything you guys want to talk about.
Hey, we'll open the phone line. I just got to say one thing. The O'Neal stuff. And somebody said, yeah, I think 918 and Greg are talking about Odom would leave with him. Yes, but I'm going to say this, and you may disagree, and other people may disagree, but here you go. I don't care who goes with the guy. If he's not your top pick at quarterback, I don't care. To me, if Arbuckle is wanting Bo Bentley more than, and I don't know that to be true. I'm just saying, let's just say Arbuckle thinks I'd rather, if I'm going to get one of the two, I'd rather get Bentley. Then so be it. You can't play the Well, if he leaves, then this person's going to leave. Go get the quarterback you want. If you're going to be the OC at Oklahoma for the next 5 years, 3, 4 years, whatever it is, go get the guy you want. I don't know.
Yeah, and hey, before we move on, because Jay, I want you to put the phone link in there. I am ecstatic that Porter Moser and OU made the tournament this year. And I'll be fully supportive of whoever the coach is at OU. It sounds like it's going to be Porter Moser, unless he goes to A&M. However, I just think they haven't been very good under Porter Moser. That's all in the end, that's what I'm saying. They keep losing guys. They keep losing coaches. The university needs the help. Absolutely does.
Yeah, and hey,
let's move on.
I dropped the phone line. It's right there, and I got to get to KB here. Who do you two think is a better coach?
I don't know. I haven't seen him.
I want to see them both in college, but here's what I'll say. I think they're pretty close. So to me, it's like whoever the OC thinks he can work with his system and he got the higher upside, go for it. I think they're both really good quarterbacks. They're both really solid. They're both being recruited by big time schools. Either one. I mean, you're going to get one of the two, hopefully. That's the hope.
And I know people are talking about Owe and Uzan. We already know what they were at OU.
Yeah.
They've been better at their other universities.
Hey, let's get to Okie, lawn guy. He's on the line first. Open it up, Okie. What's up? Hope you enjoyed the baseball game.
Yeah, guys, I'm actually driving home from L. Mitchell Park, where the Sooners have lost the game 2-0. We had bases loaded at one point. We had runners on first and third. And somehow we let down Mr. Kyson Witherspoon, pitched his tail off, only allowed 2 runs. And what do? We freeze up. But, hey.
Just a bit outside. Hey, you'd be a good broadcaster, Okie. You ever thought about it?
I heard you were getting the crowd going, though.
Yes, and I got to meet the Hunter.
I heard.
So that was nice. I saw him to my right. I said, hey, look, it's Hunter. Or either that or it's his doppelganger.
Hey, did you have any damage yesterday?
Hey, thankfully, did not have any damage, but had some. There was people who, my cousin lived in an addition where there was people who had serious damage. It was awful. But yeah, it's terrible. I appreciate you guys asking about that. But yeah, there's people who had.
What's on your mind tonight, Okie?
Man, it was a lot of fun tonight at the baseball game. I will definitely say LSU definitely brought their fans, and the annoying part was when they would start saying "Go Tigers." Okay, I was like, okay, they're gonna do that one time, and so the next time they started doing that, what do you think? No one was stepping up to the plate. So leave it to me, the 40-year-old guy who shouldn't be yelling because I'm gonna lose my voice, and there needs to be some younger guys step up and do this. But I had to step up for Sooner Nation. I'm not patting myself on the back, by the way. I just was like, hey, we can't let them do this. And I just started yelling Boomer, getting a Boomer, Sooner, Boomer, just trying to drown out Go Tigers. It was getting annoying.
Yeah, they brought some fans, though. They brought some fans.
Yeah, they did bring some fans. I'm just kind of
what do you think about Witherspoon moving to the second or third game of the series?
No, they're not going to do that, Jerry.
I didn't ask you, Jay.
Hey, I actually wouldn't mind that, but I think though, Jerry, I think it's important to win that first game, though. I mean,
yeah, I agree.
But they haven't been.
Yeah, but I agree. I talked to Hunter a little bit about this afterwards, and I think what Hunter said is kind of accurate. He said, if you do that, you're basically throwing in the towel the first game, saying you're going to lose.
Yes, you got to throw. They had every opportunity. The game did not. If anybody thinks the game was lost on Witherspoon, they are sadly mistaken. They obviously maybe don't know anything about baseball. We didn't get blown out. They didn't.
No, 2-0's tough.
2-0.
Yeah.
They let this guy out there and throw 135 pitches.
Yeah.
135 pitches.
Yep. No rest for him.
Which is crazy in baseball.
I thought there was actually a pitch limit, and I was about to lose my mind. I was like, hey, What's this guy still doing out there?
Yeah.
I guess they must not care about his arm. I hope his arm falls off one day. No, I shouldn't say that. I take that back. My apologies. That was a low blow. I shouldn't have said that. But
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I'm glad that you guys are on tonight, because this makes for even a better ride home, the drive home, than if you guys wouldn't have been on, because it'd have been like, dang, why didn't we win that baseball game?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we can entertain you as you
sit
drive
back and enjoy,
safely
man.
back to your town.
Hey, and I was kind of curious too, just a bit about the basketball. What I didn't get to, I saw an interview as I was just like looking at my phone, like between innings and stuff like that. What was said? Like, what can you elaborate on that? I mean,
I'll elaborate on it. It was a Zach Gelb interview. He's kind of at the Final Four, I think, interviewing different people. He's a big time guy. But basically, he asked about all the hearsay of Moser going different places last year and this year, and Moser just said, "Yeah, the thing is, at Oklahoma, there's great people, special people there, but resources have got to be better. We're getting in the right track, and this year we're just so resilient. It was so good to see how resilient we were, and how I just kept telling the guys. I just kept telling them every week, there's a path to the tournament. There's a path to the tournament, and we got there. That's what it was.
Hey, I will definitely say that being the resilient in the path to here or path to there, being resilient, that is becoming very old.
To just making the tournament, I agree.
I guess that he did not see where Trae Young is going to be, gave $1 million. I mean, I know it's not much, but
he didn't mention Trae Young, which I thought was interesting.
What?
He did. He said we're going the right direction.
He didn't mention Trae Young donating $1 million to the program.
What I never heard Trae Young.
Was the question asked? Did you listen to the whole interview, Jerm?
Well, he talked about moving forward, Jay.
Did you listen to the whole interview?
I have not, Jay. I'll admit I haven't.
Okay, so that we don't know.
Jay, if he didn't mention Trae Young donating and Trae Young becoming the new assistant GM, which I want to know who's going to be the main general manager.
I don't know.
But I think if he didn't mention Trae Young donating his money and his time now as an assistant GM, maybe I'm going back and maybe I'm going to join Jeremy. That maybe it's time for him to hit the road.
Flip flopper here, Okie.
Hey,
flopper.
Okay, all right. See ya.
Hey, see ya. Hey, thanks for calling. I cannot confirm that he did or did not say Trae Young, Jay, because I haven't watched the whole interview. Okay, I haven't.
Thank you.
But the part I watched, he didn't. Hey, couple things. I don't know what graphics on it. Did we use the Joe John Finley Canic graphic?
I don't know. Hunter's not on here, but I think that's what it is.
Because I did see look. Of course, they were imitating, coaches. I saw all the tight end room imitating Joe John Finley about how mad he gets. But I saw Canic mic'd up 2 days ago. I'll say this, and I just saw the clips of some film. There is no chance, zero, that Jaren Canic is a worse blocker than Bauer Sharp. Go back and watch. Jaren Canic is going to be a good blocker for OU.
I think he'd be a good blocker, John.
I think he's going to be valuable in the blocking scheme.
What did you think of the Iowa tight end that hit the portal today? 4-star recruit in the 24 class.
Yeah, I like what he was ranked. Hey, great. Wait, Sooner fan. I'm just going to say it right now. That take is one of the worst takes I've ever heard. It's one of the worst takes I've ever heard to act like he's going to be a backup at best. The guy was a scorer when he played.
Hey, real
he
quick.
He was a scorer this year.
Hey, Jerry, this is not true. First off, I have my problems with Porter as well. But I'll say this. This right here that Zayas puts in here is absolutely true. And if did you change it?
Sorry.
Didn't want me to talk about this. Germ praises Willard for saying what he does, but will not.
Wait, when have I praised Willard?
last week, whenever the
I
tournament.
don't even know what Willard said.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's different when it's.
No, you're just saying something that I didn't say.
I'm not.
Of course you're not.
I'm not. Let me say
What
it
did I say about
again.
Willard? Find it.
Let me say it again. Sooner fan says Dayton's a backup at best. He's not a. I mean, I do think he's got to grow and develop more.
Time out. Turn your volume down. He's only effective when he's wide open. I'm going to tell you something right now, Sooner fan. I saw Dayton Forsythe attack, use spins, use a fadeaway, use an up under. I saw as many moves from him as I saw from any other guard outside Fears. Take it to the bank. You're wrong. The bank's open late tonight on Thursday night. You're wrong. Make a deposit in the Dayton Forsythe account, okay? Because he's going to be withdrawing plenty of it and depositing it on the floor next year.
Hey, somebody asked earlier, I can't remember who it was about, maybe it was Adam. It might have been Adam that said, is Porter going to go to Texas A&M? Well, that's the opening there is right now. And I mean, you do have a connection
there.
You do have a connection there. He's coached there 5 or 6 years as an assistant. So there is a tie.
Jay, would you say that it does look like he's not happy at OU with some things?
That Moser's not happy?
Yes, obviously he's not
happy. Yeah.
Okay.
But you know what, Jenna? You know what's crazy? Is the people, one of them sitting right to my left here with his arms folded. The people.
I'm on your right, but go ahead.
Well, wherever you're at on this camera.
I'm actually across from you. I'm actually not even near you.
Honestly, I don't even care where you are. I can't see you because you got a camo hat on and so you're hidden. But
so Brown's camo. Okay.
People next year, if Fears is the rookie of the year, will say Moser didn't get the best out of Fears. He wasn't any good at OU. That's what you'll get from people. Just like you get with Otega Owe, just like you get with Uzan. It's going to be the same stuff. But what people don't take into consideration is when you're a really good player like those guys, when you got to have some people around you to help you get to the next level. Uzan went to Houston. He's got dudes around him that can help him. He's got a great, really one of the best coaches in college basketball.
Jay, I'm gonna newsflash you.
Then you got Owe. Yeah, he's not one of the best coaches in basketball with Pope, but look at the dudes around Owe. It makes him better. He can do what he needs to do. He's got guys around him to compliment him. That makes you better. Usually when you play sports and you're with better players on your team, it brings out the best in you. Fact. Gray God says this roster is cooked if they don't hug in the portal. How do you hug in the portal?
If they don't hit in the portal. Now it does
I know what he meant. I was just saying.
It does sound like Jeff Nwanko and Jadon Jones might stay, which helps.
Hey, and real quick, Adam. No way. Zero. None. When you're going to be a top 6 or 7 pick in the NBA, you can't come back. There's absolutely no reason. Yes. And Jenna, this is a spot where if I had to guess, he probably would love to go. Because that would be a great spot for him. But
hey, Colin, I wouldn't be mad. I'd be furious. It would be
somebody asked, Thunder going to get to 70, Jerm?
I think they do. Hey, it would be a travesty if they give co-MVPs. That's the dumbest thing. If they do that, let's give co-Heismans.
If anybody didn't watch, I encourage you to go watch today.
Hey, Stiff Arm Tuesday.
Greeny from Mike Greenberg. Did you see his little
and Marcus Morris?
Well, did you see Greenberg's 45-second clip or a minute clip was great.
I saw it.
About Thunder, one of the best teams in NBA history. It's one of the top 4 or 5 teams.
Hey, what they're doing Stiller man, we will be on a Thunder Live every postseason game, I think.
Yeah. Hey, Jerry, he's going top 10.
He's going top 10, Jerry.
No doubt about it. So, yeah, I'm not going to bring up the Morris thing. It was bad.
Fears is going top 10, guaranteed.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, I gotta say something that I absolutely cannot stand. And they need to do away with it.
What's that?
I worked a lot today, got home before the live a little bit, sat down, flipped on the TV, and the college 3-point and slam dunk thing was on.
Yes.
Do away with college slam dunk. It was awful.
Well, duh.
It
What do you
was
expect, dude?
It was not good. You had the judges giving guys 10s for just a regular old in-game dunk. It was bad. Do away with it. Don't need it. Don't need it.
Adam, anything that's not a NBA championship is a travesty.
I'm with you. Hey, here's you want to hear?
I don't care.
One loss.
I don't care.
One loss to the East.
Jay,
One loss.
anything that's not an NBA championship is a huge disappointment. And I'll tell you why, Adam. If they get to 70, their record is 70-12. They would have to lose. That means they lost 12 games all year. They would have to lose 4 out of 7.
Yeah.
And I don't care if they win 65 or 70. They have to win the NBA championship, or it is a massive disappointment.
NBA champ or bust right now.
They're the best team in the league. Defensively, they own almost every category.
Every stat.
They can't be okay with not winning a championship.
Yeah, I mean, and when you're 29-1 or whatever it is against the East, I mean, come on. You're sitting here going to have home court. You got the best team right now. They're probably playing the best they've played all year right now. They got so many guys. They're so deep, regardless of what Double M says. Eminem. How does he even have a seat on a panel? I mean, if you're going to – how can you make comments like he made tonight?
He's the Slim Shady.
When he says they've been healthy all year, they have been the total opposite of healthy all year.
Yeah, it was bad. Hey,
it was bad.
Back to some football stuff. I've got to bring it up because a lot of the news came out today, Jay. I'm actually, to me, the Crimson Combine looks kind of cool for some things.
Oh boy, you're here we go. You're
and I'm going to tell you why.
Falling into it, aren't you?
Now I'll tell you. Well, I'll tell you the cool parts about it. The fact that my 7-year-old and 10-year-old could go on Owen Field and run around and do speed and agility drills is kind of cool. Now my 15-year-old can't.
Are you going to go?
I may take the boys, honestly. Like, I think it would be a fatherly thing to do.
I could see that.
It's $10. They get to see the players. Now, I think it would be cool to see if you got to see some one-on-ones like they ran the other day. If you got to see that live and in person, I'm for that. I would love to see.
They won't do that. They won't do that live and in person.
Well, I think they might do some one-on-ones.
I don't think so.
Oh, I actually do, Jay.
I don't think there's any shot of that. Zero chance.
I think they'll see some one-on-ones. And by the way, I'm hearing Danny Okoye's look. Danny Okoye may start.
Over?
Danny and R. Mason, Jay. That means he starts over Marvin and PJ.
I like Danny a lot. I liked him in high school. I really did. So we'll see. Sounds like Satanic.
And the more I see of EPL, the more I like. I like his interviews. I like everything about him.
Yeah. It'll be interesting, as spring's winding down here, you're going to have the portal. You're going to have who's going to enter. I think that's probably out of everything with football right now. That's probably where I'm at the most on intrigued is who enters the portal for Oklahoma. Because they're going to have some guys enter. Who's it going to be?
Zayas thinks that Danny and Marvin Jones Jr. will be co-starters, and they might. They may alternate. The thing about what's more important in the SEC, O-line or D-line? Yes.
Yeah, both.
They're both.
I don't know how to answer that.
I'm going to lean towards Barnes, Sooner fan. I'm going to lean towards Barnes entering the portal because it sounds like Salchuk is getting a lot of run. But
yeah, he says both equally.
Here's the thing about the Thunder, Jay. Every opponent has to go in the torture chamber, and you just don't get out of there unscathed.
Well, you know what they did the other night?
On your way to the torture chamber, you're going to get the ball stolen by SGA on the way to the torture chamber. When you come out of the torture chamber, Hartenstein to Chet's going to be there. Like, it's not just the torture chamber anymore. There's different levels of it now.
What's the thing about them that they did the other night, which I think they're going to have to do this. I know people want to see iHeart and Holmgren on the floor together. They're better when they're not together.
They've been playing pretty good lately together. Chet was really good last night. Hey,
but didn't he play a lot of it without iHeart in there though?
Not at the end when he was blocking shots.
When Chet can move over to the fight against some teams, you don't need both of them in there.
Hey, 918 and Grey God bringing up some points. 918 says Jake Taylor may be a surprise portal entry. I actually wouldn't be too surprised because his name's not even being mentioned for things. And then Grey God talks about Devon Mitchell, 5-star, getting a big check, I would assume. Heard nothing but disappointment for a second straight spring. Wonder if Nagy moves on. And here's what you got to wait for, Grey God. How quick is Nagy going to be? What's the first big decision he makes? Because that's going to be – it's kind of like when you go into a classroom or you take a job somewhere and you're taking over for someone and there's a lot of eyes on you, Jay. People are waiting. Is this guy going to come in and kind of keep everything the way it is? Or is this guy going to come in and clean house? People are waiting. What's the first big decision this dude's going to make? That would be a big decision.
Yeah, it would be.
What's the biggest decision he's made right now?
I mean, probably it's going to be in the spring portal.
But up till now, what's he done?
He hasn't been there that long, Jerm.
People are waiting for the first big decision.
Hey, let me say this about Devon Mitchell, and just go with me here because I think it's very, very telling. Last year, Brent Venables came out, I don't know, about halfway through the year and was like, he really set himself back. He wasn't ready, putting in the work, off the field stuff, whatever it may be. And then later on in the year, you hear he's just killing it on scout team. He's taking the right steps, which had you basically lamoring and glamoring, saying, why is this guy not on the field? Fast forward it, however you want to say, forward wine is what I say, but whatever. You move on up now. Look at the tight end room. There is absolutely no reason, zero reason why he shouldn't be the guy playing. And he's not even being talked about. That tells you everything you need to know about Devon Mitchell. If he can't get on the field after improving last year and people thought he needs to be on the field, and you have the whole offseason of weights.
But Jay.
Wait. You have the whole offseason of weights. You bring in the portal guys from Kennesaw State and wherever. You got Kanik moving him from linebacker to tight end, and nobody's still talking about Devon Mitchell. I think that's pretty telling.
There's a reason that people were talking about Devon Mitchell playing last year. It's because no one was saying that he was not doing well in practices. There was no transparency. Yeah, I'll say it.
Gosh, I wish you would just stop saying that word. It's getting so old.
The only transparency we heard all year came from Devon Mitchell himself after the bowl game. Facts.
And Zias this is a fact. Zias is right here. He reclassified. He shouldn't have been in college last year. And I wonder if he regrets it a little bit. I don't know. He's getting paid, but
hey, look,
that's true.
I've been on a lot of rants. You guys have seen many of my rants if you've been a part of this channel. Maybe the most frustrated I'll get is watching NBA playoffs and officiating. They change how it's officiated in the playoffs, and I'm tired of it.
Yeah, and the thing is about Devon Mitchell, this is year 2 at Oklahoma. Like,
you know what I heard?
I know you're young, but
you know what I heard from someone, Jay?
What?
Saw something, I heard something. I don't even remember where it was, but it was I do know where it was, but I won't say who it was. But OU is so strict. OU is very detailed that you're going to eat these meals, you're going to check in at these times. And for a guy to get out of shape says a lot about Devon Mitchell. Just going to say that. Don't think he's very disciplined in what he does. Don't think he's very, or he would be ready to play, Jay. That's just the way it is. So he should be the number one. The fact that Jaron Kanik, Carson Kent, Huggins, by the way, those are the 3 names I'm hearing. Huggins, Kent, and Kanik. Those 3 guys, I think.
Not Helms?
I've heard absolutely nothing on Helms, Jay. Jay, have you?
No, I have not.
Nothing. In fact, I think he's a guy that may enter the portal.
He could.
His name's not being mentioned.
It's not. I mean, I don't think
McIntyre, nowhere to be found.
Hey, let's.
Not only are they not mentioned, they're not in any videos. I don't see any footage of them. I think if you want to talk about guys who might enter, one of those might, because from what it sounds like, they're not being mentioned.
I'm going to have to see how Arbuckle's going to use a tight end. That's something we don't know yet, is how he's going to be used. But let's get to trivia. Before we do, make sure you check out the Fan Stop. TheFanStop.com. Code SURGE. You get 10% off your first 3 months. Great officially licensed merchandise.
It's April 4th.
Longhorn hat. Let me show you the shirt for men.
Guys, to get this shirt that Jay's about to show, you've got to sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club. You sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club, use code SURGE in the promo section, get 10% off your first 3 months. You will get a welcome shirt the next day or two, and then you'll also get that Shirt of the Month Club, and you'll keep getting a Shirt of the Month Club. And some may be long sleeves if you pick that package, maybe a hoodie, or the T-shirt route. TheFanStop.com.
Hey, Monty, thank you. Hope you have a good night. Good day tomorrow, man. Appreciate you joining us and just for the nice comments and stuff. Appreciate it, Monty. Here's the trivia question for the night. I'm going to go back to Super Dave. Just tell me what year that started.
Super Dave, man, Jay.
Super Dave earlier tonight.
Didn't he wear red, white, and blue?
Well, yeah. Do you know the answer to this? Could you guess? Do you think you know the answer?
I would guess 80s.
It is in the 80s, correct.
Okay. 918 guessed 2000s. Uh-oh. Is 918 not going to get it tonight?
It's not Sydney Sweeney. I heard she didn't get married. She's supposed to get married. There it is right there. Jenna
James.
Jenna, 1987. Jenna gets it tonight. Good job, Jenna. Way to go. Way to be.
Hey, go back to that comment I just had.
What's that?
I had Zias B. Lou's comment up there. I want to see it again. It was about Devon Mitchell and those guys probably hung around the tainted group of receivers that transferred. Well, it was a little shocking that Caden Helms didn't leave when Nick Anderson left.
Yeah, and hey, Greg God's right. They're going to be, and this is going to be where Nagy comes into play, is on this part of it. Hey, we got to, it's also like numbers wise on position groups. Okay, you have this many, it seems like they're pretty heavy in a few positions, but really light in some. So they're going to have to kind of get to where they need to be on all those position groups.
Absolutely.
Hey, I saw something today that I wanted to bring up, and I wanted your thoughts on it. You probably haven't seen this. I don't know if you have. Did you see the Grambling State head coach?
I did not, Jay. What did he do?
He was speaking on the transfer portal, and he said if guys leave his school and go to a power school, he should get compensated, kind of like a bonus, because his guys got better and moved up. He said if he has a guy leave his school and go to a bigger school, then he needs to be compensated for it.
Highly disagree.
Oh, I don't know, Jeremy. I don't. He's developing him to go to the next level.
There's no chance that would ever happen. And
I'm not saying it would have happened. I'm saying nothing's going to happen with NCAA. But I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you. So you don't think so? So let me ask you this: if you have people that you work underneath you, and they get promoted, that doesn't look good on your resume?
Oh, it absolutely does.
Okay. Now
I don't get compensated.
You don't get compensated, but some jobs you do. It's part of your evaluation.
That's Jay. What is seriously?
Now KB says if he is that good, he wouldn't be at Grambling. Hey, not so fast, KB. There's some guys.
Some reason some guys go to other schools doesn't have to do with basketball. It could be academics. It could be a lot of things.
I don't know if this was was this football or basketball? I don't even know.
Jay, is Porter Moser coaching OU next year? I'm asking you today on April 4th. Is Porter Moser going to be the OU coach?
I am. If the A&M job closes, yes.
It's funny. People think he's the lead candidate in every single job.
People go to other jobs all the time. And new
Exactly,
jobs.
Chuck. Chuck knows what's up.
Huh?
Chuck knows what's up. New jobs don't pay the old job.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, KB, with football. I mean, but didn't I believe Super Bowl MVP played at Grambling, didn't they? Named Doug Williams.
I believe so, Jay.
Didn't he play at Grambling?
I believe so, Jay.
I thought he did. Moser,
and it has been a long week, man.
I can get behind lower level schools being compensated if a player goes to their school, but not the coach. That makes a little more sense, I think. Helping those schools out that guys leave on. I mean, I could see that more.
No.
I actually agree with that more than the coach.
No. Never happening, Jay. Never.
When you hear Grambling football, what comes to mind?
Marching band.
2 words come to mind: band and then Southern when they play Southern.
Grambling and Southern on NBC.
That's still great. I like
Doug Williams. Brian's right. Doug Williams also coached at Grambling.
That's right, Brian. Good call. Good call out. It's a good one.
The guy that went to Paul was because of his master's program. And Moser sucks.
Dog eat dog world, Chuck says.
Correct.
It's true. That's true. But you know what? And this is true. And Chuck mentioned earlier, and we talked about this last night, and I think we were kind of getting into it a little bit with this, but that same coach who's saying that, he could leave tomorrow and go to a bigger program.
Correct.
Nobody's getting anything for that.
Hey, Jay. Yeah, Grambling coach Zias was the guy, I believe, that got into it at Jackson State. Hey, Dalpost brings up a point. How about if your guys get processed out, should you lose money? Hey, Jay, I'm curious in the chat. How many of you saw kind of the explanation of the Crimson Combine and got a little more excited? Am I the only one? And maybe it's because I have 3 boys.
What's the date of that? Do you have it on you?
It's next Saturday.
It's a week from Saturday, isn't it?
That's next Saturday.
It'd be the 12th, correct?
That's next Saturday.
That's the 12th, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
$10. Now, I did see that you have to sign up to get on the field, and it's already almost full, which is kind of disappointing. So I think a lot of people could think they're going to get on the field and do agilities, and they're not going to get on there. That's the problem.
Chris brings up a good point. NFL should write BB a check.
Yeah, Emoja Gibson. Oh, yeah. Hey, Emoja Gibson was one of my favorite Sooners. And you know what happened when Porter Moser came to OU? Give me a second.
Well, you have Jeremy has, if everybody doesn't know this, Jeremy has 3 posters in his room. Okay. There's 3 guys that he has a poster of. One of them, Emoji Gibson. The other one, Marcus Major. And then the third one, Jaron Canick. Those are the 3 guys that Jeremy, well, maybe Jackson Arnold will be 4. But that'd be about it. So what are you doing?
This is what happened to Emoja Gibson at OU under Moser. He got handcuffed.
Why did you? You're not really handcuffed though.
The guy went from shooting about 10 or 12 threes a game and making 6 or 7 of them to shooting 2 or 3 because Moser just hated his shots that he took.
Hey, Sooner Thrawn, I have 0 Porter posters, and hey, I am not.
Emoja Gibson got handcuffed, and so did almost every.
Really? How do you do it, DePaul? Where's he playing right now?
Did pretty well.
Where's he playing right now, Jerm?
He's not playing anywhere.
Oh, okay. Where's Bijan Cortez? How's Bijan Cortez doing?
Played at Wichita State.
How's CJ Nolan doing?
Made it farther than OU.
Well, what I'm saying is, I mean, some guys leave.
Hey, Jay, who recruited CJ?
I'd have to look. I don't know if that was a lawn or a.
Jay, who recruited Bijan?
All right. Colin says, what's your hottest take for OU football next season? Hottest take. All right, I got a hot take. Ready?
Yeah.
OU has 2 punt returns for touchdown by Satania.
Okay. Hey, Jackson, do you even know who CJ Nolan played for?
North Texas.
I believe it was New Mexico.
North Texas, unless he transferred again.
I thought he played for New Mexico this year and was in the tournament.
Chris Rose says top 40 offense. Mateer for Heisman. Jackson said his hot take.
My hottest take?
Sooner Cowboys hot takes 4-8. Okay. Yeah, he would have been a good football player.
Yeah, New Mexico made the big dance, Jackson. I know basketball. Maybe you both should try it.
Wait, so he transferred twice since leaving
Yep.
OU? Why did he leave North Texas, Germ? Why? That's a coaching issue, isn't it?
To go to New Mexico.
Why wouldn't he want to play for Grant McCaslin, Germ? Coaching issue.
Grant McCaslin's at Tech.
How about Germ? How about this?
Grant McCaslin's not at North Texas.
He was.
When he went there.
Yeah, he was for 1 year. Hey, Germ. Why can't you understand that players leave all the time and it's not always the coach's fault? When are you going to realize that? Like, when are you going to wake up and realize that's life of college basketball and college football these days? It's not always on the coach, man.
Jay.
It's not always on the coach, dude.
I'm going to give you a guy's name like Duke Miles, for example. Duke Miles came here when Porter Moser got him to come here from High Point. He played 1 year under Porter Moser and he's leaving. He's not coming back.
Okay, what if Duke Miles leaves and goes to Florida? Do you blame him?
Florida?
What if he leaves and goes to Kentucky? Do you blame him?
No, I blame Moser. That's what I'm blaming right now.
How's that a Moser issue? He's upgrading.
Jason, if that
money,
happens,
he's upgrading in money and team.
If that happens, everything you've said all year is irrelevant. It's garbage. Everything you've said all year is garbage.
Okay, dude.
Because all you've said all year is. Wait, let me do Jason. Sorry, let me be Jason. Porter Moser was picked 14th out of 16th in the SEC, and he finished 13th. He did better. The fact that Porter Moser won games with this ragtag group. Oh, wait. He's going to Florida. Wait, if he goes to Florida, they're not such ragtag, were they, Jay? Which one is it? Which one?
What do you mean ragtag group? You're saying one.
You said all year this team's not talented outside Fears. That's all they have.
I never said they're not talented. I said they're not.
You said
they're not as talented as everybody else in the SEC.
You said they're not any good.
They made the tournament. They're decent. They're not as talented as he does.
Made the tournament in the SEC, please.
Jenner goes a little farther here and says punt returns for Satania versus Michigan and the Cotton Bowl. There you go. All I'm saying is, Jeremy, players leave. It's not always on the coach.
Agree. Players leave. Not saying they don't. Never
But
said
every guy that leaves OU is absolutely Porter Moser. It seems like from you. That's my only problem with it. So
I have more issues with coaches leaving.
I agree. I do too, but nobody ever seems to get on the coaches for leaving.
Oh, I do. You've heard me.
Do you not like what the Maryland coach did, or do you?
What did he do, Jay?
Went to Villanova.
Okay, and?
Do you not like that? Are you disagree with that?
I'm not. If Porter Moser leaves, why would I disagree with it?
Well, you said you're going to rip people for coaches for leaving.
Assistants.
Assistant
coaches.
Miles already entered the portal. Jacob Cole entered the portal. Who else am I missing? Luke Northweather entered the portal.
A toll.
Chris says, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And hey, Trajan Bridges, I did see that. He's not coming back to OU.
Seth McGowan, anybody? Henderson? All of them are still playing. Man, you talk about guys that just, golly.
The guy that could have been the best was Henderson, Mikey.
Do you remember when they moved Bridges to like a defense, a safety?
I do recall that.
He could hit, but I was kind of surprised they put him at safety that year.
Was it safety or corner?
I think out of Theo Weiss, Jaden Hazelwood, and Trajan Bridges, I think Bridges is the best receiver.
But Theo Weiss has been the best.
Yeah, but I think talent-wise and everything, I think Bridges was the best.
Yeah, talent.
Mikey Henderson at tight end, and what they were going to use him at H-back.
Oh, in Riley's offense, Mikey Henderson was unbelievable.
And so would McGowan. McGowan was really good.
Yeah.
But I feel like Bridges had this different thing about him. He could have been a star, man.
Could have been, Jay. Should have, could have, would have, but isn't.
He's so talented.
He might next year. Hey,
I hope he does. I hope he gets everything together and gets a second chance. I'm all for second chances, man. And
yeah,
I know he's going to pull it on. I hope somebody goes after him. I really do.
Hey, appreciate tonight. I know we missed everyone last night, so we had a lot to kind of vent on and talk about. But appreciate you all. Thank you, Super Dave, for the super chat, the $20 super chat by Super Dave. Appreciate it, as well as everyone else who, as always, keep the comments rolling through here. There's never a dull moment on the Sooner Surge.
Hey, I got to say something real quick. For the Tennessee people in here that are always on here and they're OU fans, Chester is one of them. Monty, can't remember who all else, but Chester. I mean, a lot of storms last night over there in Tennessee area. Hope everybody's safe. I haven't seen Chester on here tonight, so.
Now, hey, before we go though, we're not going to leave when someone asks if the phones are open. I'm not leaving. So, Benny, first off, I don't recall the name Benny, so this may be a new viewer. Benny, phones are open. You can see it right there. StreamYard link. Click the StreamYard link. We're going to give you 2 minutes to call in. Make sure you allow mic and camera access. We'll allow you on here because I'm curious.
Hey, Colin
Benny,
says,
what you want to talk about?
Hey, Colin, I would answer the question like this.
They don't need one, but I'd get one if
you can get a guy that's like a day one starter, yes.
If the right one enters the portal, you need one.
Do not get a guy just to get a guy.
If the right one enters the portal, you need one. If the right one doesn't enter, you don't need one. And that's probably confusing, but
Gray God, there was, and not in my area, but there was a pretty big one, I believe. Different area of Arkansas from where I'm at. But it looks like the next 2 days, solid rain. It's going to be cold and rainy, man. Aren't you glad the spring Crimson Combine isn't this weekend? Jeez, it'd been a washout.
Yeah.
Been a washout. All right. 53-35. We'll go another minute and a half and see if Benny calls in. Lake City. That's it. Lake City. Thanks, KB. KB's Arkansas.
Yeah, we're going to give Benny the 55-minute mark here on this show to call in. Asked if the phone lines were open. I'm ready to hear from Benny, Jay.
Sooner Thran said they should go after the Iowa tight end. I don't, other than a 4-star 2024 guy, I don't know a whole lot about him, so I need to look. But
OU has responded well in baseball games. They haven't gotten swept in some of the series where they've lost the first game. So, I mean, LSU's number 7 in the country. You really need to win the series, though. You're at home.
Yeah. You're right. It would be nice to win the series. LSU's a good team, though, man. When you think SEC baseball, they're up there. That's for sure. Jerem. So before we close here, the A&M stuff with Porter Moser, you asked me.
Is he a favorite?
I don't know if he's a favorite. I think because there's history there, maybe he's
great arena. Great arena.
Candidate. I mean,
absolutely great arena.
Is that a step up from OU basketball?
Absolutely. The arena,
facility-wise. In what way in basketball, though?
I just said facility-wise.
How many Final Fours has Texas A&M been to?
Facility-wise, dude.
How many Final Fours has Texas A&M been to? I'm asking.
I don't know if they have been, Jay.
I don't think they've been to a Final
Four. Facility-wise, it's better. Reed Arena is one of the best arenas.
Resources-wise, you think? Do you think they got better NIL for basketball?
I don't know. Their head coach just went from there to Maryland where there's no resources. But
I see A&M and OU pretty close as far as basketball jobs.
918 says Hoffman kid is He's from Overland Park or Overland, Kansas. So maybe OU in on him. Maybe.
Yeah. OU
I wonder if there's a connection with. Nah, probably not. Never mind.
With who?
Canick's from Kansas, but he was a couple years earlier.
Yeah. Can't find the link. Let me send it one more time. Here it is. I'm going to put it in the chat. There it is, right there.
Right there it is, Benny. You've got to either copy and paste that into your browser. We're going overtime today for you, Benny. We're going overtime for you, Benny. Right there it is.
Hunter's just very busy. Dow Post right now. He's just very busy working right now. So.
You're right, Jackson. Buzz Williams has had more success than Moser in SEC play. Buzz Williams had success at Virginia Tech. What game does OU football still on the road? My road theft would be probably South Carolina of the four. South Carolina. That's what I would say. I don't think you're going to steal one at Bama. And I don't think you're winning at Tennessee.
I don't know. For some reason, I'm not as high on Tennessee this year.
Let me ask you something, Jay. Does the time of the game matter on a road game? Because I think it does. I think it's easy to win sometimes during the day.
I think I'm a total disagreement there. I don't think time matters.
At LSU at 2:30 is not the same as LSU at 9. Facts.
Not the same, but it doesn't affect your play.
I didn't say it affects your play, but it does have an effect on the game.
Maybe for the first minute.
More.
I'm a big time believer. Once you get in between the white lines, take the emotion out of it the first 5 minutes of the game, first quarter, then it's just
can't
football.
Take the emotion out of it, Jay.
Yeah, you can. It's just football after that.
It is just football, and it's human beings playing the sport.
Yeah. I bet if you looked at OU's big games at home, I bet they've lost more at night.
Is OU LSU in Death Valley? Last time I checked,
but I'm just saying.
Last time I checked, the environment isn't close.
I mean, I remember Notre Dame strolling in there in the primetime game. Nothing happened.
Sure did.
I remember Ohio State strolling in there. Nope.
Sure did.
Yeah. So.
Well, this isn't Benny, but it's Jackson.
What's up, Jackson?
What's up, guys? Sorry, I just got back to my dorm room, or else I would have called way earlier. But
what's going on?
I just wanted to call and ask. I saw the comment about what game on the road does OU steal. Well, I think if you're OU, I think that really. I don't think that the Volunteers are going to be very good this year. I think they're still going to be solid, but Jay, I agree. They lost pretty much their whole entire offense. Tennessee did. And then Alabama, you don't really know what Alabama's going to be because they're going to have a new QB this year. They got a new OC in Ryan Grubb from the Seahawks, who is with DeBoer at Washington. So you don't really know what Alabama's going to be. South Carolina, Lenore Sellers, he looked really good at points during his starts last year, but also there was points where Lenore Sellers, he looked like a true freshman.
Well,
so
Jackson, I got to stop you for a second because the three things you've said so far, you're sitting on the middle of the fence and you're going both ways. I mean, the Tennessee, you said, I don't think they're going to be very good this year, but I think they'll be solid. What? Very good and solid. Which one? You think they'll be solid or not very good?
Well, solid and not very good are basically the same thing, in my opinion.
Solid is good.
Solid means you're good.
Solid is like 7-8 wins.
So what's not very good?
7 wins for them is not very good for the expectation at Tennessee.
But 7 wins is solid?
Yeah.
Oh my.
7 wins is solid. 7 wins is not good. It's not great. It's solid.
So what you're saying is you think Tennessee will be not very good?
Yeah, I'm not very high on them at all.
You don't think they'll be solid. You just think they'll be not very good.
Yeah.
But then you think they'll be solid too, right?
Solid and not very good to me are basically the same thing. But we have to have different interpretations of solid.
I think we have very different interpretations.
Way different, and I'm with Jay.
I think good and solid are not even close. That's my opinion.
Hey,
wait,
Jackson,
I
got an example right now.
Okay.
In-N-Out Burger, solid. McDonald's, not very good.
McDonald's is trash.
Okay,
McDonald's
Jackson,
is even not very
in-
good. It's horrible.
Jackson, in restaurant terms, give us not very good and solid.
Burgers.
Okay, I'll go with. You said burgers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, what's a common place that you can go and get fast food for burgers outside of McDonald's and Burger King, and In-N-Out and Whataburger and Shake Shack? I don't know another
You named
place.
a lot.
I
Whataburger.
mean,
Whataburger.
Hey,
What's that?
Jackson, what's a
that's the
solid
least.
grade on an essay?
What?
What's a solid grade on an essay?
A 70 to 75.
What's not very good?
A 70 or
70.
lower.
Okay, so I guess let's
I'll give you
hey,
an example.
I
your
like
your takes aren't very good. My takes always solid or better. Okay,
Hey,
end of the
I
story.
like
Be done with it.
Jeremy, don't even get me.
I like what 918 said here. Was OU not very good last year, or were they solid last year?
I said that not very good and solid to me are basically the same thing. They were not very good.
Oh my
last
gosh,
year.
I'm so glad you called in tonight, because now I'm gonna have to clip this. I'm totally confused on what's happening tonight with this not very good and solid, but okay.
I guess I don't even know what I'm trying to say either at this point.
What was your point again? You were talking about
Well, I
road
was
game?
just yes, I was gonna say,
Can we do me a solid and get Jackson off the line right now?
Jeremy, I don't need to hear
And
from
do me a
you,
real
dude.
solid.
Jeremy, don't even get me started with you, man. Well,
You're
okay,
I'm here for
can
it.
you ask your question again, Jay?
I'm here for it.
The question that you started to answer before I interrupted to try to
Yes, well,
understand what
I
you were
was
saying
just
was the road
trying to
win.
say-
Who are they going to win on the road? Because you went through 4 teams and basically
Well, I was
said,
trying to talk and you guys got onto this rabbit hole.
yeah, because I was hearing the same
Solid.
thing. And then you went into South Carolina. And then you said Lenore Sanders not very good, but Sellers not very good, but he could have a good year.
How do you guys interpret the word solid? Do you guys interpret that as good?
Yeah, I
You
think
guys
that's
think-
good.
Yes,
Decent,
I do.
Okay,
solid.
that's
solid
why I
or-
don't interpret
solid.
solid. I think solid is closer to bad than good.
Hey, Jackson,
Yes.
if my house is built on a solid foundation,
Oh my gosh.
is it
Jeremy,
good or
that's
bad?
completely different of what we're a solid. Well, if it's not a good or great foundation, I'm not sure I would trust my house on it.
Well, maybe in your terms, we should do everybody a solid and end it. Well,
I'm probably just gonna hop off this, dude.
hey, seriously
Okay.
though, give me one game that you would pick right now on the road.
South Carolina.
South Carolina. I agree with that.
Okay.
And then I think that Alabama second.
Alabama second.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
If you ask me, Death
I would
Valley
agree.
and Knoxville are the 2 hardest places to play in the SEC.
I would agree.
Can you
Tennessee's
agree?
not one you're going to go steal one in, probably.
Especially if that's an eye game. I don't care how good or bad they are. Tennessee, that's just, to me, I feel like that's a game with that environment, especially if you don't have a Heisman QB or
Yeah.
anything like that, or just now John Mateer, he could be potentially that good, but
But he could also not be.
yeah, sure.
Oh, I like what you did there. See?
Whatever you say, I'm not.
Oh boy. Oh, it's
All
been
right.
fun, Jackson.
Let's
That's a
end this
bad call
tonight
by me,
before.
guys. I got
Hey.
myself in this rabbit hole. Not gonna
Hey,
lie, couldn't
hey,
dig myself
thank-
out of it.
Thanks, Jackson. Yeah, you're not getting out of it. You're getting deeper and deeper. But let me say this before we close. Tomorrow might be a solid show, might not be a solid show. Could be very
Might not be very good.
might not be very good. But I don't think those mean the same thing. So who knows? Yeah. Hey, appreciate everybody joining us. We'll be back tomorrow night. Hope everybody stays safe and dry. It's going to be a rainy day out there.
Wait. We've got Benny. We cannot
Benny
leave
on the
because
line?
Benny figured it out. We got Benny on here.
What's up, Benny?
Man, not too much. What are you guys doing?
Good, man. How
Not
are you?
much.
Oh, man, laid up here in the bed after surgery today. Hey, dude, I think everyone is so down on the running backs room. I think Xavier Robinson is going to be an animal. What do you guys think?
Here's what I would say, Benny. And first off,
Glad you got it working.
glad you got it working. Sorry you had surgery, but hope everything's going all right, recovering well. But I would say this: To me, I don't know why the Xavier Robinson talk has been dialed down or not mentioned enough. To me, Xavier Robinson's one of the high points coming back, but it doesn't seem like people are talking about him enough. Maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I think they could probably use another senior running back in the room, just a tried and true, tested kind of guy. But I think he's going to be the star of the show next year is what I think.
Who would you think?
Can Javante Barnes be the senior guy, the older guy, or do they need to go get someone? That's the question.
Yeah, that's true. I think if he could stay healthy, he could probably be in that role. The last game that he was healthy, he had the best game that he had all year. So,
Yeah, I think if you had to right now, you'd tell me, okay, pick the two running backs that are going to get the most carries. I think it has to be Xavier Robinson and Tatum.
I agree.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I know this time last year everybody was Sawcheck Barnes, but I think it's time to go with these other guys and see what they can do.
100%. All right, guys, appreciate it.
Hey,
appreciate it, Benny. Thanks for calling in, bud.
Hey, and Stiller Man. I'm not saying everyone has dialed down the talk. I'm just saying there hasn't been a lot of talk. And hey, I'm all for this right now, Jay, at OU. I'm all for the youth movement. I'm ready for the youth movement. Let it happen. But hey, we'll see what happens. Thanks so much, everyone, for being with us tonight. Man, we went extra long tonight, hour and 7 minutes. You know what? We missed last night, which is rare. It's not something we like to do. We don't like missing. So we'll get the streak going again. Thanks, Super Dave, for the super chat streak continuing. Appreciate it. We're going to get off here, and we're going to see you guys tomorrow night. And hope everyone has a fantastic Friday, and we'll see you tomorrow night.